As a defense attorney, I've represented many people who, if they weren't poor or they had received a higher education, may have taken a different path. As senator, I will propose a scholarship for those whose struggles are less academic and more financial. Let's keep our university full, not our prison. I'm Thomas Fisher. I not only approved this message, I wrote it.
Paid for by Tom for Guam, Drake Diaz, Treasurer.
We promised to create a safe, fair, compassionate, and prosperous government. And despite a global pandemic that shut down our economy along with the rest of the world, we kept our island going.
You can't give up on hope. Each other's hand we hold. We're on a long, hard road when we're all in this together.
We can make our way each and every day. You need to vote and say, let's move it forward.
Oh, we're halfway there. So stand up if you can. Oh,
yeah. Forward and dignity. Forward and civility.
This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message.
Accolades and celebration.
I just wanted to show you guys.
What is it?
It's a press conference with Brogan.
Oh,
Yeah, they're in Las Vegas now. Yeah, I think they're gonna announce that. So she's gonna go, the fight is on the 6th in Vegas. Okay.
We'll start at 7:05. Thank you guys all for coming.
Yeah, right on.
So for the media, if you want to record, feel free to. I know I just got a text from one of the media members. If you want to record this Zoom session, no problem. So we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes for everyone to come in, and then we'll begin. So 3 more minutes. Thank you guys for your patience.
Do we have the ability to? I don't think so. They have to give them.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the host?
The way it is.
How light has to.
I'm gonna move that. I cannot reach the. Oh no, what I do?
No, top.
Want to go closer? I'm a non-Apple. Where's my Zoom? That Zoom.
Yeah.
There's the.
What about your headphone, Gary? All right. Good evening, everybody. We're just going to go ahead and start now. It's around 7:05 here in Las Vegas time. I wanted to say thank you all for coming. To our sponsors and the media. It seems like only yesterday we were talking about this journey with Brogan going to represent Guam in this reality show and taking it as far as he can. And here we are today fighting in Vegas.
This one is what you're going
in a few days. So I want to really, from the bottom of our hearts and the team to thank all of our sponsors. I want to also acknowledge the governor for being here today. It's really like we feel all the love with the governor being on here, so that we're just going to have Brogan fight stronger to the best of our abilities. So thank you, Governor. Thank you, Bank of Guam, Mr. King Cook, Leslie. Thank you for being here. GTA, Nate the Knight, Michelle Perez. Thank you for being here. GVB. Not sure who's on the opposite end of GVB, but I think it's one of the representatives. Thank you for also being here. Big Fish and Deanne Torrey. So, and also thank you to the media outlets for covering us today. It's such a short notice, and I know I just gave it yesterday, but after we saw our UFC schedule, it's pretty packed after today. We just got into the UFC hotel today, and we wanted to squeeze in and prioritize our Guam family before we get into the hustle and bustle of the UFC schedule, starting tomorrow and until the fight. So I'm gonna bring Brogan in 1 second, and you guys can go and ask your questions, ask away. We have the entire hour, even after that, to talk about anything you guys want to talk to her about. But if you may unmute your mics, Guam time today, it's Brogan's birthday. So if you guys can unmute your mics, and if you can, sing happy birthday, we'll use that to intro her in, and she'll come here after me. So on 3, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brogan.
Happy birthday. Thank you guys so much. And I'm gonna get out of my seat now and have Brogan take over the media session this portion. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Hey, you guys! Thank you so much. Hey, everybody! It's so good to see you on my birthday. I'm so happy. Yeah, like Lloyd said, it's gonna be a really busy week for us. We just got in. I just got in today. But so far, so good. Good vibes. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really strong. Everything's going according to plan so far. I'm pretty mamalaw, but almost there. Home stretch.
Right on.
Well, I just want to say, Brogan, that you are making Guam very proud. Here's another example of the talents that our people have. And you being in the finalists is putting Guam on the map nationwide in the UMMA's sports events. So I was here to have lunch with Joaquin. And when I found out that they're doing a press conference, I said, I'm going to crash this press conference. And I just wanted to say on behalf of the people of Guam, we are very proud of you. And we give you a lot of love, a lot of positive vibes. And we know you're going to make it. You've made it this far. There's no reason why you can't. Strong women always make it. So we're giving you all the support and the love to get out there and make us proud like you already have. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Governor. Thank you for being on. I'm so glad that you did, come on and make an appearance. I'm truly honored, and thank you so much for saying that. I'm happy to put Guam on the map, and I'm happy to represent no matter what happens on Saturday. I've put a lot of hard work in, and I'm proud so far.
Well, we're going to be at the party.
Woo! Party!
Yeah, party.
I miss Guam parties. It's not the same out.
We're throwing a special one for you on Sunday.
Really? How awesome. I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, we will. I hope you enjoy too.
Well, I'm gonna have a good time.
Right on. How's the knee? How's everything? You good? Good to go?
So yeah, I'm glad you guys asked. I've had zero complaints with my knee this whole camp. I'm really lucky that I took the time that Lloyd and my coaches forced me to take the time off that I really needed to get back to 100. Working with Dr. Tassi at Custom Fitness and with Steve Ashuro at Paradise got my knee like beyond where it was at to begin with. You know, it's so strong. I don't notice anything, you know, I don't feel anything from my injury. So I'm really happy.
Good.
I'm happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, how are you doing, Marianne? Hey, Michelle, how's everybody? How are you, Deanne? I know we've been talking, but I'm wondering if you're okay. How's everything?
Oh, we're very, very proud of you. Just like the governor said, we all just, echo her sentiments and couldn't be prouder.
Thank
we look
you.
forward to seeing you.
I wore my
bring it home.
dollhouse dress today. I'll send you some pics.
Good. Yay. Thank you. And we have your video done, so that should be posted today. It's perfect.
Today! I'm so excited. That's going to be awesome.
You're going to see, everyone's going to see Brogan all dolled up. So.
All dolled up. That's funny.
Thank you so much.
Brogan, we're so excited for you. We've been watching all of the episodes, and the team's been really rooting for you. We hope you got your care package too.
I did.
And
Thank you
we
so much.
Yes, we're so excited. We can't wait.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Hi, Brogan, Kin. I just want to, I don't know if the media sports guys have questions, but before we get into that heavy Q&A, if there's any, I just wanted to, echo what the Gov said, congrats on all the success so far. I can say that I think when we jumped on in the beginning, we had no doubts that you were going to make it this far. And you're making us proud, and we're proud to be, or honored really, to be part of your journey and have been given the opportunity to sponsor you. I like your shirt. It's a very nice shirt.
I really appreciate you guys. My logo.
We all got ours on too. So yeah, we're looking forward to the weekend. Like you said, no matter what happens, I mean, you've already done incredible things for the island, and especially, where I look at it is for the youth, right? And just your positive outlook on almost everything you approach. I know you outside of fighting, and you just always got a good attitude, positive vibes, and you're just a great role model for I'm gonna go and say for young girls. I'm a father of 4, so sponsoring you was a no-brainer, and I'm just so excited and happy that we did, and really honored to be given the opportunity to be a part of this. So we're rooting for you. We know you're gonna kick butt and fight like a girl on Saturday. So
Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know you guys were actually, you had inquired about sponsorship for quite some time, and I was just kind of waiting to, I think, be in a position where I can give my sponsors back what I know, they're going to give me, like the way that you guys are backing me. I wouldn't be here, if it weren't for that. And it just makes me feel all that much stronger. So I'm happy to have you guys behind me. I'm happy to represent. And I am, thank you so much for saying that. I really take pride in being a role model. I miss teaching a lot, but I'm still doing my best to kind of lead by example. So thank you. Yeah. I see Steve-O entered. Hey, Steve-O. He's busy today. I talked to him earlier.
He's driving.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. All right. I wanted to say hi to everybody at GVB too. I know I can't see you guys, but I just want to say what's up.
We were kind of waiting in line too, and before the Q&A goes on, we had the Guam visitors like to thank you. I want to say I'm very excited to watch UFC fights, MMA fights, but your fights have been so amazing. We feel like we're fighting there in there with you. So we got your back. you already made us so proud as an ambassador, and we're proud to be able to avail you that grant and give you that opportunity to do what you so passionately are doing. So it's just Josh and I holding down the fort here, but you know, we want as well to send our best wishes from Carl and Jerry as well. And of course, the governor could might as well be right here too, because the support comes from her too, as well as the legislature. And also, we love you, man. And you know, you're our local girl, and you've done us so proud, but we're here for you no matter what. So
good luck.
Good luck, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, yeah, and I'm sure Dave has some questions. What's up, Dave? How you been?
Hey, Brogan, congratulations and happy birthday again. But, you know, I think for me, how beneficial was it for you to kind of see your potential opponents on a daily basis and kind of, you know, size them up and see how they've been training, maybe if they've been, you know, maybe partying a little bit too much or not really focusing on training, and taking advantage of some of their miscues or things that they didn't really focus on during fights?
Well, going back to like being in the house with the other competitors, our teams trained separately. So Team Nunes and Team Pena always trained separately. So I didn't really get a chance to see how, them in training. But yeah, now that it's out and we have social media back, of course, you know, I can see what my opponent's up to. And as far as like training and things, I try not to like, there's so much for me to worry about. And I know you guys know this as my sponsors, you know, everybody in the call, that Steve-O knows this, that there's so much to worry about and to be responsible, so many things that I have to get in order for everything to go smooth, that I really don't worry about, you know, what my opponents are doing and stuff. I think that, you know, in regards to your question, it would be like, it would be something that is like an advantage, but I guess I just didn't give too much, I didn't dig too much into, you know, like what my opponents were doing, to answer your question.
And how inspirational was it just to maybe hear some of their stories of how they got there, and sharing your story and just kind of like feeding off of that and getting that inspiration to keep pushing forward?
I think the biggest inspiration I got really was working with Amanda Nunes. Coach Amanda, I thank God every day that I was placed on her team, because just the amount of like care that she's put into me as a competitor is like unreal. She messaged me after her fight, and I can imagine that she's got like a trillion messages, you know, but she messaged me and said, you know, it's your turn now, girl, it's time to go. So having somebody like that, to not just to back me, but like to show that she cares, like, you know, like you guys just, you know, Deanna just messaged me and say, hey, you know, how are you feeling, or how are you doing, and things like that. It goes a long way as far as inspiration. So having Amanda and Nina always checking up on me, it's amazing experience. And also, you know, I have lifelong friends from this too. Claire, who was my roommate in the house, she just messaged me when I got to Vegas saying that she's thinking about me, and you know, she's excited for me too. So a lot of love coming from all angles, and yes, it's very inspiring. Let's see. And thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Let me know if you got anything else.
Yeah, well, let me just throw in one more.
Yeah.
Seeing the episode where you're able to share a lot of our culture, I mean, how important was that to you, using this platform to show the world what the island's all about, and, you know, just kind of squeezing it in there anytime you can?
Yeah, I really did. I really was using my Fino Chamorro. I was cooking. I made red rice. I made tinaktak. I made Chamorro barbecue. Chamorro barbecue was good for everybody's diet. So I was making that like every day. Just, you know, marinating the chicken, and everybody was like, everybody in the house, they didn't show it that much, but everybody in the house was like hitting me up. I was the Chamorro barbecue plug. And As you saw, I brought my sling too. My good friend and sponsor, Roman de la Cruz, is really into slinging. As you guys know, he's really into culture. And he sent me on the show with a sling, and I showed all my teammates. So that was really cool. Everybody enjoyed it. And it was just nice to, I'm a teacher, so like I can't help myself. I just have to like share knowledge and share whatever I got. So it was really cool, and I'm sad that they didn't show it as much, but I'm glad that I got it in there, and I'm glad that I was able to represent. Who's this? Oh, hey, this is Nathan. Then who's this?
Anybody else?
Oh, Vanessa from PDN. I wanted to give you an opportunity too if you have any questions.
Yeah, sure. So I think one of the things is like for, as you basically are obviously aware that you are representing the island in such a huge platform and in such a big scale. But does it ever like hit you in regards to like, or does it ever like kind of give you some sort of like not a wake up call, but like a sort of like okay, that motivates me just a lot more to just train harder, train better, or to like kind of what Dave was saying in regards to like trying to catch most of your opponent's moves beforehand or before anything comes your way. But yeah, does it ever like I guess one question is that, does it hit you like a ton of bricks sometimes, or do you just go like, oh God, like I'm just taking this all in?
So I really like this question because I've only recently got a hand on that. I think like going into the house, everything happened so fast that my brain was like, this isn't happening, this isn't happening, this isn't happening, right? So like it was a lot of excitement, it was a lot of fast pace. And it was also like a culmination point for me where if you look back in my planners and my journal, my diary for like the last 7-8 years, I've been writing crazy things like I'm gonna be the UFC champ, I'm gonna make it to the big stage, all of those things. So in a way, it's like I knew that I was gonna be here, but in another way, it is all a lot to like take in. Sometimes I just have to like stop, and I think whenever I have those moments, I just turn to like gratitude, and I'm like, oh my God, I realized that yeah, I made it, but I still have so much longer to go, and I have so many people who believe in me and support me that there's just no way I could not do what I'm doing. I have so much momentum. It's like I'm literally moved to do this by all of the support. So yeah, sometimes I still have to pinch myself. But I'm definitely getting a better hand on like stepping into the person that I'm becoming. Like, yeah, bro, this is you. You like do the damn thing. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vanessa. I haven't heard from Marianne. I just want to say what's up to you. How have you been doing? Thank you for the goodies. I love the little wallet. It's so cool. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to use it for, but it's really cool. Thank you.
Hi, I'm glad you're doing okay, and we're so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to hear from you. Yeah. Well, I'm going to hang out for a little bit. If you guys think of anything, let me know. It's 7:23 here in Vegas right now, PM. So Lloyd and I are just hanging out in the room. We're going to go pick up my coach. His flight gets in around 8:30. And then I'm going to go get a little sweat on this evening because my fight on Saturday should be somewhere around like 9:30. So I'm trying to get into the groove of working around that time now. So I'm ready to go. you know, there's no time difference for me from Cali in here, but just so that my body's used to moving around that time, because usually I'm like ready for bed at that time. So yeah, we're just gonna go get a good sweat in. And yeah, like Lloyd said, this week we got a lot of media obligations and things going on. So I'm really glad we got this call in. I get to see everybody's faces. I know sometimes my text messages, my Instagram, my WhatsApp, it all just piles up. And then like I get overwhelmed, like I can't even look at it. So I'm so glad that I have all of you important people here, and just so I can say thank you to you. Thank you, Lloyd, for setting this up.
Oh, thank you.
I had a question, Brogan. What happens after Saturday night?
So after Saturday night, the premise behind the show is that the winner gets a contract with UFC. So that night, the winner of the finale will technically be signed on with UFC. We're technically already onboarded, but the way that it works is the winner gets a really nice looking contract with UFC. So I think no matter what happens on Saturday, Dana's been pretty impressed with what he's seen, and so I got my foot in the door for sure. But yeah, so when Saturday goes down, we'll know more about what's next for me on the big stage.
I have something to add after Saturday night, Ken. Hopefully things go our way and we can do this press conference live in person on Guam, and that we can share, we can all celebrate together.
Yeah, thanks.
We're looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Thank you, Leslie. And I see Jay now. Hey, Jay. He's in his car.
Hi, Brogan.
How are you?
Hi. Jay from Guam Sports Network. I'm good. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday in Guam time.
Thank you so much.
Brogan, I had a question about, we come from a small island, and, the training here on Guam it's world class. So I'm just wondering how the training on Guam and in your younger days set you up for this moment of, coming from purebred, and how important was that, bringing that going into your fight?
You know what? I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I remember like whenever I look back at baby Brogy, who like debuted at PXC, I just think like, how did that chick even make it this far? Like, it's pretty crazy looking back at where I started. I think I really did have some humble beginnings. I didn't know that everything was going to play out the way that it did. But I'm just so lucky that I have my coach, Coach Berto from Purebred, to steer me in the right direction ever since. I remember when I started, I love telling this story. I'll never forget. I wanted to fight so bad before I was in PXC. I was literally like calling people out on Facebook, not in a mean way, but like, does anybody want to fight? Like literally. And I remember my coach just shaking his head like, Brogan, you're going about it the wrong way. He made the call. He just got the ball rolling for me, made it happen. And I love the fact that I didn't take any shortcuts. I could have made it, I think a long time ago, I could have made it to the big stage. Lloyd knows this, they called me. Yeah, they offered me lots of times. But I think just the timing of everything is so perfect. I feel like I'm a lot more mature now, and I'm in a better position to showcase more things. And as far as training, I love how much emphasis there is on this training camp for me. Like my coach has designed every day, every training, every workout to beat this girl, to win this fight. I have so many tools in my bag, and I've got so many things that I'm excited to show. Like everybody's talking about my striking right now, and I really haven't even had a chance to show my jiu-jitsu, which I believe is one of my strong suits. And I've been working on my wrestling and everything to connect the dots. And I just think it's going to be beautiful. You guys are going to be reminded why they call it martial arts.
Hi, Brogan.
Thanks, Brogan. Also, could you share? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll be after.
Or Brogan, could you? Sorry, I'll be fast. I'll be fast.
No worries.
Brogan, who's gonna be walking out with you on Saturday? Who's gonna walk out with you?
This guy started it all with me. Lloyd's going to be walking out with me and my two coaches here from Cali, Batiste Mansouri and Emery Clay. They've been putting so much work into me, and I'm just excited to make all three of them super proud.
All their black belts.
Huh?
All their black belts. All three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three of my corners are black belts. Yeah.
One question.
Hi, Brogan.
Awesome.
You know, I
Thank you, Brogan. Good luck.
Thanks, Jay. Go ahead, Michelle.
Yes, I just wanted to ask a question because we spent some time with you, doing our interviews and really like working with you. And one of the things that you mentioned to us was that everything starts in your planner, right?
Yeah.
So now that you look back at everything that you had planned from when you started doing jujitsu, which I remember you, by the way, when you were first a white belt, because I just started jujitsu as well. But it's really, I want to know like how you feel now that where you're at right now, representing Guam. Just looking back at your planner and just saying, wow, like I came up with this plan. I was able to achieve all these goals and represent our island. And that's what really stuck to me and our team was just how driven you are to represent our island. And, we're really happy to have you, being a part of your journey. And how do you feel now that you're looking back at the hard work that you've done and just where you've come so far?
I really appreciate you giving the credit to me and saying that I'm being driven, but really I think that I adopted this culture on Guam, and that's why I'm so happy to represent that just never say die attitude. I know that there's, like I said, I could have made it years ago. There's a lot of reasons why I didn't or why things didn't work out, and but I kept the vision. I never gave up, and I know that if there's a door, one door closes, another one opens. And like I said, it's really crazy when I look back and I'm like, man, 8 years ago, it took me 8 years to like work towards this. I was saying this 8 years ago, that's crazy. But I always put it out there in every interview. I say that because I want people to know, and I want kids to know, especially, that it starts that way every time. It just starts off as an idea or something that you ask yourself, like, can I do this? And even if the answer is no, like when I said I was going to be the champ, I wasn't prepared. But I made sure that I was, my coach always says, don't be surprised, be ready. So the opportunity will eventually present itself. And I just want to show everybody that if you prepare for it, then it's possible. You can make it happen,
Question from Danny.
Oh, Danny.
What do you miss most about here at home?
Oh, man. This week, of course, I'm missing just all the like downtime, the time like spent at home, spent at the beach, or just training, not being in this grind that I'm in. I've been in this camp like on a tight leash. Like my coach doesn't really let me do much. I'm training all the time. And when I'm not training, I'm getting ready for training. I'm doing stuff like meal prep and laundry and, planning, coordinating and stuff. So, again, looking back into my planner and seeing all of the hard work, both stuff that I knew I had to do and stuff that I didn't expect that would be part of, this journey that I've had to learn and adapt and grow, basically. I just want everybody to know that, like, it didn't happen overnight. It took a lot, and I could have gave up a lot of times. So I'm glad to represent, and I'm glad to be partnered with people who have that same mentality.
Question from Monica. What message advice would you give young women aspiring to reach their MMA goals or any goals at all?
Oh, I always say this. It's super cheesy, but
a black belt is just a white belt that never gave up. It's really true. I was never really like focused on belts as I was moving up the ranks. My coach always surprised me. I never felt like, oh, I'm ready. Is he going to give me a belt? I always just had my head down, working. So the advice I would give is just work on your craft, work on being better each day, especially on the days when you really don't feel like it. Just kind of setting those emotions aside and saying, this is what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to do it and get it done, you know? The best advice I would say is never give up. It sounds so cheesy, but you'll make it if you just don't give up.
Awesome.
All right. Let me see who else.
Nobody else?
That's it.
Anybody
Yeah,
else?
I have actually one more question.
Go ahead, Vanessa.
Okay. Do you have a top 3 list of fighters you still want to get in the ring with?
That I want to fight?
Yeah, then and yes, and who are they?
Okay, yeah, I do. I would really like to redeem myself against the fight I want most is against Erin Blanchfield. I took a fight against her during COVID. It was like a 2-week notice fight. And I lost. But it was a good fight. We went all 3 rounds, and now I believe she's top 10, if not top 15 in UFC. So I feel like if I could get a rematch with her, I would be able to display my craft a little bit better. I feel like I wasn't as prepared as I would have liked to have been when I faced her last time. So she's definitely at the top of my list. Miranda Maverick, she wants her rematch too. Her and I still kind of talk here and there. She's really sweet, really nice. And she's top 10 now too. I beat her in 2018. And but that was also a good fight. So I know she's going to want a rematch, and I'm open to that. So I said
one more.
Yeah. I said Maverick, Erin. I know Macy Barber's up there too. That would be a good fight for me. Yeah, what's really cool is that I'm up there. I'm skill and like stylistically, I'm up there with the top 10. I'm up there with the best of the best, and the opportunities are coming along to prove that. So I'm excited for that.
I like the courtesy that all of you guys have. Like, yeah, we're still down to fight, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, always mad respect to my opponents. I know it's not easy, so.
All right.
Cool.
All right, everybody. If we don't have any more questions, we're gonna go and end this press conference now because we have to train in about.
We gotta go pick up my coach.
8 o'clock in about 30 minutes. So we'll do our little goodbyes, and then please pray that we do really well and our opponents will be okay as well. So we'll see you guys when we get
She'll
back.
survive.
Yeah, she'll survive.
Thank you guys. Thanks,
Bye,
Lloyd.
Brogan.
Good luck.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. I super appreciate seeing everybody's faces. Love you guys. Love the support. And I'm just all the momentum coming in. Thank you for all the great vibes.
Hey, Viva Guam.
Yeah, we'll see you Sunday.
All right. Thank you guys.
Good luck. Bye.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.
Jones Act is a 1920 law justified on national security grounds as a means to bolster the U.S. maritime industry. It restricts domestic shipping to vessels that are U.S. built, U.S. owned, U.S. flagged, and U.S. crewed. However, this law boosts cost by banning foreigners from competing and forcing Americans to purchase ships that are up to 8 times more expensive than those built in other countries. The result is higher transportation costs. Shipping oil from Texas to the Northeast, for example, costs 3 times more than importing oil from Africa. Ultimately, consumers foot the bill. In addition, higher shipping costs push freight from ships onto other sources of transportation, such as trucks, which means more traffic and pollution. Meanwhile, this blatant protectionism has failed to benefit builders of ships in the U.S., whose production is less than 1% of those in China and South Korea. Domestic builders have seen over 300 shipyards close since the early 1980s. Jones Act defenders claim the law ensures adequate U.S. ships during times of war, but during U.S. deployments during Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm, foreign flagged commercial ships carried twice as much equipment as their U.S. counterparts. In fact, the U.S. was so desperate for shipping that it twice requested the use of a cargo ship from Moscow. Both requests were denied. So the Jones Act has failed to achieve its shipbuilding and national security goals while driving up costs for consumers. It's time for this outdated, costly, and ineffective law to be repealed. It's time to end the Jones Act.